I don't know what I'm doing. I have a sense that there's some kind of thing, some kind of knowing that's beyond my mind. Something knows what it's doing. Something something beyond my mind knows what it's doing. But my mind has no clue. My mind has no clue, and it wants to figure everything out, and that's been my life. 44 years of trying to figure things out. I mean, maybe not 44. I've lived 44 years, but I'm sure when I was 2 and 3, I wasn't trying to figure things out. Who knows? Maybe I was. But I can't remember a time when I wasn't trying to figure something out. I wasn't trying to put the pieces together and organize things and make things cohesive, make things coherent, make things fit together. That's been my life. That's been my entire life. Trying to understand what is going on, trying to understand why I'm here, trying to understand my purpose, to derive some kind of meaning out of life. Looking away from the lens because I get distracted by my own movements and where I'm looking. And also, I've never quite recorded myself in this way, and I don't like feeling like I'm being watched. And it's awkward. But I had the desire to pick up my phone and just start recording what I was thinking. So that's what I'm doing. But I don't know why I'm doing it, and I guess maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe I'll post it, maybe I won't, but I think people, myself included, have had the idea that enlightenment, awakening, is something different than it is. And I know I'm still learning what that is, despite the past 12 years of consciously being on this path of awakening, of understanding who I really am, of letting go. It's so weird. There's been so many times in my life where I've come to this kind of plateau state where I think I've got my shit figured out. I think, oh, this is it. This is my purpose. I've found the meaning. Um I've gleaned some deep insight, and this is it. This is what I'm doing. Doing this. And then it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months later, and I've come around the backside of the mountain, and I look around, and I'm like, this looks familiar. I think I've seen this before. I think I've seen this before many times. And then I realized that I actually didn't know shit. I thought I did. My mind thought that I knew what I was doing, my mind thought something was settled. It thought, oh, we figured it out. We've gotten our shit together. We've gotten it all figured out. We've gotten all this stuff kind of leveled out. The playing field is even. We're gonna coast along now. This enlightenment thing, oh sweet. I never thought that I'd made it, because I know that idea is out there too. But there was a feeling of like, okay, this must be what it feels like to really get it, or something. I don't even know if that's the right word. I don't even know if that's the right phrase. But over the last week, I had that round the back of the mountain, find my way back to some other place that looked familiar, going, fuck, I've done it again. Thinking that there was something that I was seeking that was going to produce some kind of finality to my spiritual journey, to this awakening process. Some kind of egoic attachment to what spirituality is, and that spirituality, as you awaken, presents itself in some certain ways, and if you're displaying this, then that means you've arrived. Or not that you've arrived, because I've never thought that there was an arrival moment, because that just isn't what it is, but that you've gained some kind of wisdom or some kind of place where you'll never go back around the mountain again. And then, having seen the familiarities of my surroundings, going, oh my God, it's happened again. I'm back where I was before. And I would have to say that even though it is back around again, I'm not seeing the exact spot in the mountain that I did before. I think I'm seeing, so if the base of the mountain is wider, as I've come around to familiar surroundings, I'm a little bit higher on the spiral up the mountain. Like if you can imagine a path starting at the base of the mountain, going around and around, spiraling upwards at very small increments. Like the path above the bottom line path is just barely above the other one. So I realize that I've made headway, if you want to call it that, in this world of awakening, but that it's familiar. But I do realize that I've grown, and that I've not let go of everything I've gained in my learning, but that it was just another cycle around the mountain, just on a little bit higher of a path. Anyways, during the past week, because of the realization that I've been around the mountain again. I'm on the same mountain, seeing the same shit for the who knows how many times I've been here. Having a couple of breakdowns. Working my way through those feelings of frustration. Again, the last few days, after having some conversations with my husband, a friend of mine, and my mom, and also some really great people on a forum that I'm part of, just to bring some kind of stability back into my focus. I'm realizing how insidious the mind can be because it doesn't want to die. And of course, the mind isn't going to die in the way that we think it is. But the way of it is the attachment that the mind has to being certain things, doing certain things, the attachment it has to the personality, the attachment that it has to always being needing to be seeking, the attachment it has to existing in the way that it exists, the way that it expresses. I grew up in a very religious environment where I was taught not to trust my heart, that it was deceitful and wicked, and that if I trusted in my heart, if I trusted in my happiness, my joy, if I trusted in my own desires, that I would be led astray. I would maybe end up in hell. I would maybe end up so deceived by the devil that I would not be able to find my way back to God, to light, and that I may be lost forever. And while I no longer believe that as a structure in my life, this has been playing out since I was very young, just in different ways. Now that I would call myself more spiritual rather than religious, it's still playing out. It's just I'm using different words for it. It's showing up in different ways. It never actually left this idea of not being able to trust myself, not being able to trust my own joy. And so it has led my mind to go around and around this mountain, decades and decades, trying to grasp, trying to hold on to something that I could pinpoint as me, something I could grasp onto that that I could figure out, that I could find, that would give me a sense of knowing that the path I was on was right, because I couldn't trust my heart. And that has caused me to look outside of myself to many gurus and teachers and books and videos, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with all of this. I have found great help in a lot of stuff that I've come across. But in all of this, my mind has gotten so attached to wanting to be somebody or something that gave it a sense of value, a sense of worth, a sense of spirituality, a sense of being important, of being special, of being unique. And I think we all want that, don't we? We all want to have to feel that we're important to somebody or to many somebodies, or that we're special in some way, that we're unique in some way, because being the same as everybody feels maybe boring or dull or lifeless or whatever it is. And so we reach for things. I reach for things that make my mind feel like it's worth something. And in doing this, I have completely lost sight of my joy. I have lost sight of the love, the true, uncompromising, uncomparable love that is within. And it doesn't just happen like in a split second, because that would be too obvious. The mind is so insidious that it is little tiny steps, baby steps, one step at a time, one clouded emotion at a time, one feeling at a time, another step and another step and another step and another step, and pretty soon the path is so clouded by the attachment to doing something or being something that isn't really a reflection of true joy, of true desire, of true love. And it isn't until we make our way around the mountain again and things become familiar and we start realizing that the things we're looking at around us, the things that we're feeling, the emotions that are arising, the situations, the circumstances, they're all the same. Maybe in a different way, maybe coming through different people, maybe coming through different circumstances, different thoughts, but they're there again. And then the realization hits, oh, crap. I've done it again. I'm here again. I've made it around the mountain again. There's no judgment here, though. There's no judgment that I've gone around the mountain again. No one on the other side is judging. There's no mysterious man behind the curtain deciding who's done a better job than the next person. I'm not even sure how this video started out or what the topic was going to be. Maybe it doesn't matter, because what's coming through is just what's authentic in the moment, and that's what it is. I think I'm starting to find freedom from the idea that I have to be a certain way in order to serve people, that I have to be better, that I have to be looking more spiritual, or that I have to have some kind of mastery before I share my experience that may be helpful to somebody. And so maybe this is the point of the video. Maybe the whole point is that I had a moment of spontaneity, feeling like I wanted to turn this thing on and record. And I didn't have anything specific, just a couple thoughts on my mind, and letting go of the idea that I need to look perfect, the idea that I need to present something perfect, that the idea that the whole video should be aesthetically pleasing, the idea that I should look super spiritual in order to get on camera and share my truth with whoever listens. And there's none of that. There's none of that here, and that feels really good. So I think that's all for right now. I just wanted to be open, I guess. I just wanted to get over the initial concern about putting my undoctored face and unplanned video together. Yeah. All right. See ya.